Welcome back to the Rise with Anita Podcast. And if you're new here, welcome. I am so grateful to have you. This is a space for women who are done forcing their growth. They're done rushing their healing. They're done believing that the only way forward is harder, faster, more. Today's episode is for the woman who feels the pull to slow down. And at the same time, she feels afraid that if she does, she's going to fall behind. If you've been in the space between resting and rising to your next level, between honoring your body and chasing your next level, this conversation is for you. But before we go any further, let's go ahead and arrive together. So I'm going to invite you to take a breath with me. Inhale gently through your nose. Hold for 2. And exhale for 4. Let your shoulders drop. Allow your jaw to soften. And let your body know that nothing needs to be rushed right now. One more breath in. Hold for 2. And take a long, steady exhale out. So most women I work with kind of have this resistance to slowing down because they feel like it might make them lazy. And honestly, they're resisting it because somewhere along the way, they felt like speed became safety. How often have you heard momentum is built by speed? And moving fast often meant I can stay ahead of my disappointments. I can stay useful. I can stay needed. I can stay in control. So slowing down felt like a risk, like exposure, like losing your momentum. So if a part of you feels uneasy when you rest, if stillness makes you feel like you're behind or you're unproductive, nothing has gone wrong. In fact, your nervous system learned that motion kept you safe. So here's the reframe. Speed is not actually the same as progress. Here's the truth. You can move very fast and still be running yourself in circles. You can stay busy and still be disconnected from yourself. Slowing down doesn't continue to stop your rise. It actually just changes the quality of it. When we allow ourselves to slow down, you begin to hear your own voice again. You notice what actually matters. You feel when something is a yes or a no. And that clarity comes faster from your presence than it ever did from a place of pressure. Something I've been taking to 2026 with me is this concept that if it is not a full body yes, it's an absolute no. And I am not forcing anything. Not conversations, not relationships, not business deals. I am not coming from a place of force. And here's the thing. The body's going to lead the way. Your body already knows what's right. It tells you when you're starting to move too fast. Through your exhaustion, through the tension within your body, through your shallow breathing that you don't usually notice, through random irritation spikes that feel out of proportion and come out of quote-unquote nowhere. These aren't flaws, they're actually feedback. Slowing down is how you listen. And when you listen, you stop wasting your energy and you stop fighting with yourself. That's when your momentum becomes sustainable. Here's something important to name. When you slow down after years of pushing, it can feel like you're losing your ground. But that's really not the case. What actually is happening is you're no longer being carried by the adrenaline or your survival instincts. You're learning to move from regulation and choice, and that transition can oftentimes feel a little quiet, unimpressive, even uncomfortable. But roots grow in stillness, not in speed, and anything that meant to be rooted for you and that is needed to last has roots. It has a foundation. Oftentimes I start to think about how when we are building something new, for example, a New York City skyscraper is one that a mentor of mine often uses. They always start from the foundation before they go up. And that's what you're doing here, essentially, is you're realigning yourself with your own foundation. So, I'm going to go ahead and ask us to take a pause together. And if you're able to do so, and you're not moving any heavy machinery, place one hand on your chest, the other hand on your belly. Allow yourself to feel your breath and the steadiness that's underneath you, whether that's a chair or if you're standing the floor. And gently just ask yourself, what would I change if I trusted this space? What would I trust? What would I change if I actually trusted myself to slow down? You don't need an answer right in this moment. You just notice what often softens or what actually resists, what tightens. And both, either way, are information for you. Slowing down isn't about doing less. It's about being aligned without abandoning yourself. The most embodied leaders I know are not the most frantic ones. You hear it oftentimes. They move with intention. They pause before they make their decisions. They trust their timing. Slowing down is not stepping away from your power. It's reclaiming it from urgency, from proving mentality, from survival patterns. And the rise that actually lasts is the one that doesn't cost you your body, your voice, or your peace to do so. Because how often have we been ingrained in this thought that, oh my God, in order for me to reach my next level, I have to give up my health. I have to give up my relationships and my boundaries. So before we close, I'm going to ask and invite you to take one last breath with me. Inhale. Hold for 4. And slowly exhale for 6. If you're in a season where everything is asking you for a slower pace, I want you to hear this. You're not falling behind right now. You are falling into your alignment. Slowing down doesn't always delay your becoming. It deepens it. Some of the best ideas and downloads come from a place of actual stillness and slowness. So if this episode met you where you are at, please share it with a woman who needs permission to stop pushing and stop hustling and just start trusting her pace and her timing. And if you feel called, please leave a review. It helps this work reach women who are ready to rise without burning themselves out. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for choosing presence over pressure. And thank you for honoring the wisdom of your body. I'll meet you in the next episode. Until then, remember to take a breath and take care of yourself.